he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
You make me happy. Thank y'all for joining us on the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I am Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
And I'm Terry Ricardo DeShazo, the second. What's good, brother? We back. It's Friday. Hey, gotta get down on Friday. Remember that bitch? Rebecca Black?
Why would you do that? Why would you put that in my head?
Because it was in my head rent-free for like 10 years. It can't leave.
What was her name? She was like some
Rebecca Black.
Rebecca Black. Yeah, it's the knockoff of Roberta Flack. Rebecca Black. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. We know what you're doing.
Roberta Black. I don't even know who that is. Keep it moving, bro.
Hey, Killing Me Softly. That's who's saying Killing Me Softly. Roberta Flack.
Okay. The original. That's Lauryn Hill. That other girl's gone. We out here on that. Hey, if somebody makes a remix way better, you're forgotten in history. It's done. Like, you didn't make the song anymore. This is the original. 1999.
Okay.
Whenever that shit was made.
So you ready to just get a legend up out of here in Roberta Flack?
Hey, if the remix is better, if somebody covered that shit fire, I'm just saying.
It's about what you did for me lately, huh? Well, I tell you what, Roberta Flack ain't the only legend being left behind, especially down here in Charlotte. There's great news. There's a buzz in the city, Terry. The NBA is losing its only black owner.
Oh, man.
Michael Jordan is agreeing to sell the Charlotte Hornets.
Yep.
Now, he bought this team a long time ago for like $15 million. He's probably going to sell it for $3 billion. It'd be the crowning achievement of his entire ownership tenure. It'd be the best thing he ever did to sell the team. Flipping it for that much? Shit. Yeah, man. That'd be crazy, bro. It might be worth $4 billion if they get the number one pick. I mean, let's be honest here. Last time they were in this situation, Terry, remember the Bobcats? They had the worst record in NBA history. They won, I think it was 10 games out of an 82 game. Seven. Yeah. It wasn't 82 though. It was shortened. It was a strike season. But they won like 7 games. A tenth of their games all season. They had a 90% losing percentage. Yeah, it was crazy. 90% losing percentage. Hey, we're sure to get the number one pick. We're the worst team in basketball by a gigantic margin. Except the Pelicans had just moved there from New Orleans, and they didn't have an owner. The guy who moved them there was like, wait a minute, this costs a lot of money. Charlotte wouldn't build me a stadium, so I'll build one in New Orleans. Oh, wait, nobody in New Orleans gives a fuck about basketball. No one's coming to the games. I can't afford to keep doing this. And the NBA stepped in and owned the Hornets, vetoed a Chris Paul trade that would have changed the landscape of the entire NBA. Ridiculous. And many people are saying, Terry, that part of the deal for the owner of the Saints, that family that owns the Saints, that owns the Pelicans now, many people are saying that it was part of the deal that they would get the number one pick and Anthony Davis if they agreed to take the team off the NBA's hands. Oh, a little conspiracy? And so Michael Jordan was left holding the bag. If we call the bag Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Instead of getting the generational player that would have changed Charlotte forever, they ended up with the number 2 pick and a guy who was out of the league in 5 years. So now, Terry, it seems like history is repeating itself. But this time, Michael Jordan said, I'm not going to let the Hornets be on the shit end of the stick. All right? I want the same deal for the new owner that the Pelicans got when we had the worst record in the league. Okay? Houston, I don't care that you lost 45 games straight to start the season. All right? We're selling this team off, and I guarantee you, Terry, part and parcel of whoever buys this team, it's going to be the number one pick. You guys heard it here first. Victor Wembanyama is coming to Charlotte. I honestly think that's probably where he's going to end up because him and LaMelo would be crazy. But let's go over a history of all the picks that Jordan has had since he was the owner. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. What? Is this some type of new form of torture that they're introducing in Guantanamo Bay? Is this like where in China they just drip water on your forehead until it breaks your skull after 3 years? Hold on. I just want to see if there's any
I think was Kemba Walker the only All-Star they've ever drafted.
His best draft pick of all time was Gerald Wallace, who he chose in the expansion draft and had already been playing with the Kings.
I don't think so, bro. I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is their best draft pick, and they traded him. I'm just saying. I think he was the best draft pick. I mean, they got man. No,
not Adam Morrison or Sean May or Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. None of those guys.
It's between
or Book Knight, who's played like 6 minutes despite being in the league 2 years now.
It's got to be between Emeka Okafor.
Ooh.
And they could have had Dwight Howard, I believe. Or did Dwight go first and then Emeka was second?
Emeka went second. Right? I think Dwight went third.
Hold on. Let me see this. Let me actually look at that for a second. When Emeka got drafted, 2004? Emeka Okafor, pick 2. Yep. So Dwight was first then. I think Dwight was first. So if he would have been in Charlotte, I mean, that would have changed the franchise forever. But instead, you get Emeka Okafor. And I bought his fucking jersey, too, when they were the Bobcats. But that was I think that was Jordan's first pick.
But this can't be the Hornets' legacy forever. Just one pick away from the next dominant big man, whether it's Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, or Victor Wembanyama.
All right, look, let's go over their first round picks, bro. They got Emeka Okafor in 2004.
Solid start.
Raymond Felton in 2005. I mean, he became a role player for a while, but he didn't do a whole lot.
Not what you want from a lottery pick that he turns out to be a role player for a different team.
And in 2005, they had 2 picks that year, and they went Raymond Felton at the number 5 pick. And the number 13 pick, they chose another UNC player, Sean May, from a championship team. You know, at that time, we didn't know, should we go high school or should we go with, a college vet? You chose the wrong fucking one, all right? You fucked up.
Or should we go with the guy who's trained to be a competitive eater?
Sean May. Adam Morrison was 2006. They had the 3rd pick in the draft after drafting 2 first-rounders.
They forgot that he had diabetes and can't play back-to-backs in the NBA.
Yep. Next year, first-round pick, Brandon Wright, but they traded him to Golden State, so they didn't really get him. They had another first-round pick that year in 2007, Jared Dudley. Not the worst. He became a veteran and all that, but never turned out to be good, really. We expected him to get me 20 points a game. Never did that shit. Next pick.
Right. They drafted an assistant coach with the lottery pick.
So then again, they suck. They get the 9th pick next year in 2008. DJ Augustine. What do you think about your boy DJ? First rounder.
Combo guard off the bench. Congratulations.
What was he, 5'10"? 5'11"?
Hey, congratulations on winning that one playoff game with Orlando against the Raptors when they won the championship.
And special consideration to Mr. Garbage himself, Ryan Hollins. I forgot to say he got drafted. He got drafted in the 2nd round of 2006. I couldn't scroll past that name. Also in 2008, along with DJ Augustine at the 9th pick, the 20th pick in the first round, another back-to-back, 2 first-round picks again. Alex Ajenka. They got him. You know the fuck that is?
Terry, give me your favorite Alex Ajenka memory.
When he got fucking traded to Denver. No, I'm just I have no idea. I know him, but
if I saw Alex Ajenka in Whole Foods, I'd be like, you think these avocados are right?
Oh my god, dude, this is horrible. All right, we're moving on to 2009. We pick yet another North Carolina, but not UNC. North Carolina College, Duke. 2009, Gerald Henderson. First round pick. 12th pick.
Oh, nope. He's got NBA bloodlines, Terry. He's got the legacy package. Oh, he's a leaper. He's a high flyer. He's a skywalker.
That's all he could do. No jump shot. Couldn't shoot for shit.
He's a mature player because he has a receding hairline.
Absolute dumpster fire, dog. 2009, we're done. 2010, no picks. No first round picks, no second round picks. I don't know what the fuck happened. 2011, an actual decent pick. Best Charlotte player in the Charlotte history. Kemba Walker.
Oh, Gerald Wallace? No, Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker. He's got every Charlotte record almost. He almost got the record for rebounds. He was there for so long.
Gerald Wallace is the only Bobcat that was an all-star in the history of the Bobcats.
Really? Ugh.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Did he actually get drafted by them?
No, he got drafted by the Kings, and then they took him in the expansion draft.
Unbelievable. But yeah,
I still think he's the best draft pick Michael Jordan's ever had is Gerald Wallace, and he didn't come from the NBA draft.
That is true. But so 2011, they actually could have had a good team because they drafted Kemba 9th. And then the 19th pick, they had another first rounder. No shocker. Fucking two first round picks again. Tobias Harris got drafted, but they traded him to Milwaukee. They traded Tobias Harris to Milwaukee. They could have had Kemba and Tobias, bro. That would have been nice. Tobias is a nice little role player these days. You know, 4th play on a championship squad. He's 3rd on a decently good team right now.
Yeah, I'd like to have Tobias Harris on a rookie deal. I don't know about paying him $200 million. Like the Sixers,
of course. But at least he turned out to be good. Everyone else on this list, probably besides, Augustine had a decent career and Felton maybe, but everyone else, absolute trash. And they back-to-back first-round picks and shit. Like, come on, bro. You did a great job of acquiring first-round picks, but they all fucking suck. But that's 2011. You picked your best player ever, Kemba fucking Walker, who did nothing in any other team after he got traded.
Keep in mind, this is 12 years ago.
2011, yeah. So then we go to 2012 where we get the best pick ever. You know, the second pick in the draft with Anthony Davis. I don't even remember who else was in that draft. Should I do a 2012 recap when they picked fucking Michael Kidd-Gilchrist? See who they could have gotten.
So we get to see who they could have gotten and rub their face in it even more.
Yeah. So Anthony Davis went first. You know, some cheap shit. 3rd, Bradley Beal. 6th, Damian Lillard. 7th, Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes was 7th. Terrence Ross was 8th. And
wait a minute.
What?
After picking UNC and Duke players every other draft for a decade, they get an opportunity to draft the most heralded guy in Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
And they took Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yep. They went with a defender with no jump shot.
If you had known their track history, you would have said Harrison Barnes is 100% going to be a Charlotte Hornet.
I don't even know. And forgive me if I'm wrong. In 2012, wasn't the league changing? Wasn't it going like threes and shit? Like we were shooting a lot of threes. Like that kind of kept going up and up and up throughout the years.
Yes, sir.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Good job, buddy. But yeah, also in that draft, Andre Drummond, would have liked to have him, for like 5 years. That would have been dope to pair with Kemba Walker. Just saying. You got Myers Leonard, Austin Rivers, and our favorite player of all time, John Henson, was also drafted in
there. Hey, shout outs to players once again making an appearance on this podcast.
Yep. So then 2012. No, that's 2012. 2013, we go to the next year. After drafting Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was the second pick. 2013, we get the number 4 pick because he made no impact at all. We get Cody Zeller. Yet again, another UNC product.
Nah, he went to Indiana.
Oh, that's right. His brother. Did his brother go?
Yeah, his brother went to UNC. Yeah,
he should have went to UNC. Indiana did nothing for him. Yeah, but they picked Cody Zeller, and he sucked. He didn't do much. He stayed in the league for a little bit. Which am I forgetting? Which Zeller stayed in the league for a while? Was it Cody?
No, it's Cody. Yeah,
it's Cody. Oh, okay, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still rummaging around on the end of the Blazers roster right now, or something like that.
I think so. So 2014, another year of 2 first-round picks. Noah Vonleh goes 9th, which they traded with Detroit. For some reason, I feel like
another Indiana guy.
Yeah, hold on. I got to see who Detroit got. I just went like Detroit got like fucking Kobe Bryant. Hold on. I got to find fucking Detroit.
I remember when Noah Vonleh was supposed to be Bam Adebayo.
Noah? Yeah. He's still in the fucking league, right?
Is he?
I don't know. Oh, guess what?
What?
The Pistons got Spencer Dinwiddie, but then they traded him again. So we swapped Spencer Dinwiddie and Noah Vonleh. Who do you want more?
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Exactly. They fucked up again. Another fuck up. Yo, Mike was out here. Bullshit. I didn't know it was this bad when I'm going over it. This is kind of crazy.
Dude,
that's 2014.
It's 20 years in a row, and they nailed 1 pick. In 20 years, they nailed 1 pick.
We're still moving. 2014. Oh, the second first-round pick, the 24th pick, Shabazz Napier. Flame out.
Traded him to the Heat anyway.
And you know what's funny? And they did. And fucking because LeBron wanted him so bad. You know what's funny? In the second round, they drafted Dwight Powell. And they traded him. They didn't even retain him. Dwight Powell was like decent.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane, bro. Anyways, moving on. Next year, 9th pick, Frank the Tank Kaminsky. I mean, this shit is fucking comical. 2016, Malachi Richardson. Who the fuck is that? Actually, who is that? Do you know who that is? Who is that?
He's a wing who couldn't dribble, pass, or shoot.
Oh my God, Malachi Richardson. Anyways, that's 2016. 2017, the Malik Monk pick. Should we give context? Like, at the time, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, he's turned out to be a good shooter.
The highlight of his tenure in Charlotte was Michael Jordan slapping him in the back of the head. That was his most memorable moment in Charlotte.
No, that's facts. That's absolute facts. But let me check that draft. So 2017, what pick did they have? They had the 11th pick. So that means they must have been good that year. 11. Oof. You know who got drafted behind Malik Monk, though? Donovan Mitchell. And Bam Adebayo.
Sheesh.
And Bam and Malik were on the same fucking team. You know what I'm saying? And fucking Donovan Mitchell was really good in college. Like, I understand Malik, showed me some flashes and shit, but to be fair, not fair. To be honest, if I'm picking between skinny-ass Malik Monk, who is, this is a high flyer and he can shoot, or thick-body Donovan Mitchell giving me snatchbacks and stepbacks in college, I got to pick Donovan.
Whose dad played in the league.
Exactly. Like, come on, dude. Pedigree. Like, they were like, no, we picked a pedigree guy in Gerald Henderson. We can't fucking pick Donovan Mitchell this time. We can't go pedigree this time. Shout out to you, Mike. You're the fucking GOAT, bro. That draft had a bunch of good players, too. Because Jared Allen got picked after him. OG Anunoby got picked after him. Kyle Kuzma got picked after him.
Man.
Derek White, Josh Hart. Those are role players, but...
You just named 10 players that they should have picked over Malik Monk.
That's a tough one. I feel like they should have traded up, too, because that was like the Tatum draft. But anyways.
Yeah. Who's next?
Next.
If they did trade up, they trade up to number 1 and take Markelle Fultz. That's what they would have done.
No, that's true. Next, 2018. That's the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander one that they traded to the Clippers. That's the one. That's the one, bro. That one's unforgivable, dude. There's nothing I can do with that one. Who did the Clippers end up getting? Where are the Clippers at?
They ended up getting fucking Paul George and
Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges. That was the one. They traded Shai for Miles. Back-to-back picks. The 11th pick and the 12th pick. Why? Just keep the 11th pick. Like, what? Who swaps the pick right up behind it? I see people swap a pick like 10 picks away or 20 picks, the one right behind it.
They did the Atlanta Hawks. They're like, oh, we had Trey and Luka rated the exact same as on our board, so let's just trade back a pick and get an extra pick next year. It's like, hey, how about you take the guy who's going to be an all-NBA generational player and you not worry about next year's first-round pick? How about that?
To be honest, I think Luka and Trey are still not as far
as... It's closer to Miles Bridges and Shai. I'll tell you that.
It definitely is. But that's 2018. And like you said...
One of them is playing basketball and the other is doing MMA.
No, that's facts. That's facts. So, like, besides, if they don't take Shai, right, they swapped it with Miles for some reason. Michael Porter Jr. was also in that draft. It's nobody crazy behind. Kevin Huerter. Yeah, it's nobody really crazy. Anthony Simons.
Could have used him.
Robert Williams III.
Could have used him.
Jalen Brunson.
Could have used him.
Nobody that good. I don't want to keep reading names. I'll get pissed off. So that's 2018. Then we move on to 2019. Somehow they got the 12th pick. I guess they almost made the playoffs. That's when Brittany Renner's baby daddy gets picked. Mr. P.J. Washington himself with the 12th pick in the NBA draft. Now, for that draft, I don't blame him. There's not really a
That's the best draft pick they've had since Kemba Walker.
P.J. Washington?
Yeah.
Since Kemba? Ooh. Hold on. I got to go through that. You might be fucking right. You might be fucking right. Hold on. Gilchrist, Dwight Powell. I don't know Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell's
no, I'm talking about players that played for the Hornets.
Oh, people that actually played? Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Malik gave me flashes, but you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right. And they drafted Cody Martin, who's actually playing decently for Miami, which is hilarious.
Right.
Second, that's another second round pick that ended decently for another team, being a great role player. Anyways, player development, guys. You ever heard of it?
Right.
2020 is when they got the generational guy. You know who that is, Mr. LaMelo Ball himself.
The Grinch himself.
Yeah. What do you think about LaMelo, actually, 3 years in? 2020, that's when Jordan drafted him.
They're in danger of ingraining some like bad habits that cannot be undone, is what I think. And if you put a guy who's on a team that's not trying to win like LaMelo for too long, he's going to turn into a losing player.
Yeah, he can go. He can go the wrong way really fast. But yeah,
you don't want to see this motherfucker end up being Jalen Green or Kevin Porter Jr.
or Miles Bridges.
Oof.
I mean, you saw him running them red lights. He was like, I got to get away from the paparazzi. Dude, chill. It ain't that serious.
First of all, that's outside the stadium. It's like, this is Charlotte. It's not Hollywood where TMZ is lining up to see LaMelo Ball. Like, they're selling Hornets tickets for $1, Terry, and you're trying to avoid the paparazzi? What paparazzi? No one's at the games.
They're selling them shits for $1?
$1. $1.
Like a Duke football game?
I went like Giannis. I said, I want the 50-piece Section D. Section AA.
Let me get the season tickets in that spot. How much that shit gonna cost? $41? $41 season ticket.
42 with tax.
Oh yeah, service fees. That's right. Service fees will bump it up to about $7,000. Fucking service fees on tickets. But yeah, 2020. So you're not liking the Melo.
So 2021 was that book night?
Also they drafted Vernon Carey Jr. in the second round.
Yeah, I'm glad that you finally dropped the N.
I did used to call him Vernon Carney Jr. My bad. I thought he was going to be good, but I guess he sucks. The 2021 James Book night.
You thought Vernon Carey was going to be good?
He actually had a post game in college, like a legit post game.
He's fucking Armando Bacot. That's who he is.
He's more skilled than Bacot. I'm telling you, Bacot is no skills, no fucking skills. That's why he's going back to college again. Bacot's going back to UNC again. 28 years old.
Smart.
Nah, he's not.
He gonna make a lot more in the NIL than he'd make in the NBA. I promise you that.
I mean, I think he'd make more NIL than he would going to Europe. It's a fucking fantastic idea. Dude's coming out of college, $70,000.
No, stay in.
All right, 2021. So what happened to Book Night?
He's got like 4 DUIs, and he just like doesn't play. He just like won't practice hard. He's the like malcontent on the team. He's like Austin Rivers when he first came in the league. That he's just like dribble packages himself into like getting blocked at the rim over and over and over again, or takes terrible above the break threes when it's like this should be a layup. It's a 4-on-2 transition, and you pull up for above the break three.
Does he show like any?
It's just like he can't guard anybody. He gets arrested every other fucking week. Like it's bad. He's a bust for
That's
sure.
Tough, man. That's tough.
I don't even think he's on their roster. I'm pretty sure he's with the fucking Greensboro Swarm right now.
Damn. That's wow. That's insane, bro.
Michael Jordan, you did it again.
That's 2021. And then
they finally get Mark Williams, who's actually good. But they refused to play him. Yeah, they refused to play him. That's when they had to trade away fucking Plumlee, because Mark Williams is better than him playing 8 minutes a game. They're like, get Plumlee the fuck out of here. We're losing 60 games. Why would we not play a rookie?
At least they did it, you know. I got to commend them for at least doing it. But what about the other draft pick, bro? Jalen Duran. What's he doing?
He's better than Mark Williams. He's like shooting 75% from the field in Detroit. jumping out of the gym. Like,
oh, they traded him to Detroit?
Yeah.
Wow, they didn't even let him play?
Yeah, of course. It's Charlotte.
Wow. Shout out to Charlotte.
He's starting over James Wiseman. He's probably the second best player on the Pistons right now.
The funny thing about this fucking draft, it just seems like every time there's a good draft, Charlotte is like 9th or 11th or like 12th.
And even if they are 9th, they don't pick any of them. There'll be 4 other guys that go 10th through 19th, and they'll pass on all of them.
They'll pick the worst ones. It doesn't even
matter where they get picked. Because this year, Terry, it's all about the change. Number 1, unfuck-upable. Direct flights to France. I heard a podcast, Wembanyama and I think it was Brian Windhorst, and he was talking about like what team he didn't want to go to, and he was like, obviously, like I'm not too high on going to Charlotte, but he's like, you know what? Family is big to me, and they got that direct flight to Paris. He's like, my parents can come down, every single week. I'll still be in touch. He's like, so the more I think about it, the more I'm like getting used to it, and it actually could be a really good thing for me. So even Victor Wembanyama is coming around to Charlotte.
And I mean, it's bad, but nobody's really done this in the NBA, right? Nobody's like gotten picked by a team. I think it was like maybe 1 or 2 people. I can't remember exactly, but nobody's ever gotten drafted by a squad and they're like, nah, I will refuse to go there. I'll just renounce my rights, go back to wherever I'm from.
Oh, you talking about pulling the Eli Manning?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. NBA wise, I can't think of anybody. I think there is 1 or 2, but I can't remember their names. But
yeah, I know one. His name is Tyrese Halliburton. He said, "Do not draft me to the Atlanta Hawks. I won't play for them."
Damn.
He refused to work out for us. He faked an injury so he wouldn't have to work out for us.
Do you think him and Trae Young would make sense?
Yeah. I think it would make more sense than him and DeJounte Murray, and we wouldn't have to give up 4 first-round picks to get him. Like,
the DeJounte thing was weird. I mean, whatever. It's the Hawks. But yeah, so Jordan selling the squad, I think that's a smart idea. It's in talks. I don't know if it's going to be confirmed yet, but the thing is, though, he's not like selling the team and not being an owner. So he's still going to be a part of the squad. And I think, honestly,
he'll be like a 1% minority owner, though. It's going to be like a sliver.
But I think, honestly, though, if he does that, I think it'll be better for him and the players because he can actually like throw them back in money like in Jordan Brand. Because right now he can't like officially do that because he's the majority owner. But if he's the minority owner, he's like, hey, you come to Charlotte, I can sneak you a Jordan deal, get you a bunch of Jordan shit on the sly, back in, you good. But he can't do that right now. So it might work out. We need him to not be a part of the operations though.
One of the many perks of being a minority owner.
That's big facts. I honestly do wish that he would just like get out of Charlotte for good because honestly, he's a really bad owner. Like he's probably one of the worst owners.
My question is, can the new ownership take Mitch Kupchak like with him? Can he leave with Michael Jordan and they put somebody else in?
I hope, man. They need to take everybody out of there, dog. Who was the person who said draft LaMelo? I want to know who that was. Because like that person, they need to stay. Everybody else throughout the other years, go. Leave.
It was probably James Borrego, who was fired 18 months ago.
Yeah, that's right. You're right, man. Oh, man. Shout out to you, Mike. If LeBron ever owns a team and wins a chip, it's over. All that shit we were talking about before, it's done. We're going to forget about Jordan anyways in like a couple more years.
LeBron, he's going to own a team in Vegas. When they expand the shit, LeBron's having a Vegas team.
That's what he said. I hope that fucking happens. But yeah, MJ's out. Any other words on your boy MJ? I think it's a good idea if he gets out of there. He's doing too much. We just went through a history of garbage. Like,
listen, man, it's important to look in the mirror and understand what you're good at and what you're not good at. And Michael Jordan has not been good as an owner or de facto GM or anything resembling like a basketball decision maker for Charlotte for 2 decades now. So I'm glad that he's accepting his role, that he's moving forward, that he's going to let other people do more and him do less. If only everybody shared that mentality, Terry. There's some trouble brewing up there in New York with your New York Knicks. Mitchell Robinson, he doesn't subscribe to that mentality. In fact, he said, I'm tired as fuck of just being out there for cardio, fam. Like, I want to play basketball. Just really wasting my time and energy. Disappearing for a while. That while lasted 4 days until he liked a tweet from a Knicks fan saying, if Mitchell Robinson played for any other team in the NBA, he'd be averaging 20 and 10. You don't have a 7-footer on your roster who could jump out of the gym and not use him properly.
Sure, buddy.
Is there trouble afoot in New York? Is this well-oiled team of guys who fight the foxhole Knicks, are they coming apart, Terry?
I don't think they're coming apart. I just think that here's the thing. He's young. He's only 24. You know, he wants an expanded role, and he's not liking his role that he has right now.
How's this for an expanded role? Get a fucking rebound and stop trying to block every single shot that comes up and box somebody out and get the rebound. How's that for an expanded role, Mitchell Robinson?
He can't do it.
Continue, Terry. Go ahead.
Right. He can't do it, brother. Look, just because you can get 20 and 10, because let's be realistic. There's probably 200 players in the league. If you gave them a chance, they could get 20 and close to 10. If they were the number one option, there's a lot of fucking players that can do it.
Let's call this the John Collins thought experiment. If
Mitchell Robinson was averaging 20 and 10 for the New York Knicks, we would be worse than Detroit. You're not a focal point, dog. You are who you are. You created your lane. Like Jeremy Grant, for instance, right? He goes to Detroit, scores 25 a game, right? What were the Pistons? Fucking 13 and 60 something?
Good enough to have the number one pick.
Like, come on, bro. What are we doing? Like, I think you can average those numbers? Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help the team win games. I mean, we can try to experiment for 2 games if you want. If we win them, all right, I'll give you the ball a little bit more. But if not, which probably will happen, it will not happen because Thibodeau's like, you shoot this fucking ball more than 10 times. You see this bench? That's all you, baby. He's sitting on it. It's stupid.
Don't make me bring back Taj Gibson.
Bro, I get it, bro, but like, you're winning, dude. I've never been on a winning team, and if I'm playing and just start complaining, like, I'm not getting the ball enough, bro. Like, this isn't cool. If I'm on the bench, of course. But
you complain the next offseason after you win, and you're like, oh, I want to do more. I can do more than this limited role in this championship team. I'm like a multifaceted player. You don't do it in the middle of while you're winning and have like a 13-game win streak and be like,
9-game streak.
But it's not about me enough. But I'm not getting the shots from my favorite spots on the floor. Like, who gives a fuck? Y'all won 10 games in a row, dude. Like, what are you complaining about? This is the problem. Like, you should be locked in a fucking dark room like Aaron Rodgers, and there's one TV and it's playing Tyson Chandler fucking highlights on it. And that's all you're allowed to watch the entire weekend.
Yeah, brother. I mean, the Knicks are a 5th seed in a tough Eastern Conference, dude. This is an actual good Eastern Conference in which there's probably, at least we know, legit 3 title contenders. You can try to talk yourself into the Cavs. But it's a tough fucking gauntlet, and you're number 5. You're sitting in the 5th spot, and you're beating good teams on a night in and night out basis. Shut up, bro. Just play a role, man. Ain't nothing wrong with playing your role. You're gonna get paid.
Yeah, just be happy. Just be
you're
happy.
You're a good fucking
play
player,
basketball
man.
And be happy that you have 2 guards that are actually like mature and deferential. Like, who's gonna consider Mitchell Robinson's feelings and keep him more engaged than Jalen Brunson? Like, what player in the NBA would be more considerate than Jalen Brunson? Like, come on, man. It's a short list, maybe. If it is. Like,
Chris Paul, Halliburton, Jokic, but they play the same position.
Yeah, it's like, so you have like a top 5 table setter, like, that you're playing with who's keeping you engaged, and you're still complaining. Like, imagine how it would feel if you were on the fucking Mavericks cleaning up for Kyrie and Luka.
Or the Hawks.
Right, exactly. Imagine how Clint Capella feels.
Clint Capella got paid. That's what you need to look at. Clint Capella got straight up paid, bro. Just do you and play. How about this, though? You shoot above 50% from the free throw line, I'll give you the ball 30 times a night, and you go low post and you get buckets. You're shooting 49% from the free throw line. So shut up. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, bro?
Let's have an endless diet of post-ups so that we can brick 12 free throws a game.
I need the ball more. Hacker Mitchell. This stupid ass. You ain't making no free throws, man. Stop it, dude. Stop, bro. Like, no disrespect, but come on, dog. Like, come on. Look at this goofy. I'm looking at his picture right now. And I can't keep a straight face. This is ridiculous, Mitchell. 0.8 assists a game. I need the ball more. He's going to be the biggest black hole in the league. Get out of here, bro. 20 and 10.
It does remind me of when Andre Drummond said that he needs to be more of a focal point when he played for Detroit. It does remind me a bit of that. And Dwayne Casey is getting fired as the coach of the year. Like, what do you expect? Like, what do you want from me?
like I said at the beginning, bro. Just because you can get 20 and 10, that doesn't mean you're going to win when you do it. If you would just want to, get 20 and 10 and lose, by all means, go somewhere else. I'm sure the Knicks will trade you. They'll oblige. You're a good player. You just got some good value.
Like we said, at least Mitchell Robinson is surrounded by good players that fit well into a team concept. The same cannot be said for the Atlanta Hawks, who are paying John Collins $120 million and have tried to trade him for 3 years. Are paying DeAndre Hunter $100 million for him to take 7 shots a game. Are paying Clint Capella $18 million a year, even though Okongwu is better than him at this point. And they just decided to give Bogdan Bogdanovic $68 million for a 4-year extension.
Bogdan.
When you Trae Young is going to be there for the next 5 years, we hope, as Atlanta Hawks fans. So if that's going to be a given, the rest of the roster should look like guys who mitigate his weaknesses and amplify his strengths.
Yeah.
We've seen for 3 years what the Hawks look like defensively with Bogdan Bogdanovic and Trae Young on the floor together. It has been an absolute dumpster fire, disaster, earthquake, mudslide, Tiananmen Square situation for the Atlanta Hawks. And after seeing all that, after trading for DeJounte Murray, who's supposed to be his backcourt partner, who plays the 2, now we give Bogdan Bogdanovic $70 million for the next 4 years to play alongside. Keep in mind, Bogdanovic has not played 50 games in a season since we gave him that original contract from the Sacramento Kings. He's averaging 14 points a game coming off our bench. He can't guard a graveyard or play alongside Trae Young for extended minutes. And he had an opportunity to have a hot start last night against the Timberwolves. Wide open 3 kicked out to him to win the game. Nobody around him. Clank hits the iron. The one thing that you're supposed to be able to do is shoot. I think this is a terrible move for the Atlanta Hawks. They're now hamstrung with the salary cap for the next 4 years, locked into a team that makes no sense. I don't understand it. I don't understand what this new front office is doing. Quinn Snyder is going to have his hands full this offseason. Terry, what do you think? Is this good value for Bogdan Bogdanovic?
No, he just turned 30. This is stupid. Even with the contracts being high, this is still a really expensive contract for this dude, bro. I get it. He's a good scorer off your bench and everything, but the point of being a 6-man is you give a spark off the bench and all that, but sometimes you should be able to play with the starting 5 at the end of crunch time. Defensively, he can't fucking do it. I've only, and you're a Hawks fan, so you've watched every game, you think? Almost every game, at least 50 or 60 games from the Hawks. I've only seen them play 7 times. Every time he's on the court, which has only been, I think, 4 out of those 7 games that I watched, because he's hurt a lot, my man is getting blown by. Him and Trae Young, I was like, God damn, whoever they're playing is scoring crazy. It's insane, man. And I got to blame the Hawks, too. You got Trae Young who doesn't play defense. You don't need no more scoring. You need defense. Get other defenders to help Trae Young out.
You need long, versatile guys who could switch and cover up.
Exactly.
You don't need a 6'3" shooting guard who's white.
No.
I'm sorry.
if honest to God, if Trae Young and Fred VanVleet traded, the Raptors would be one of the better teams in the NBA. That'd be a perfect situation for him because defensively he's horrible. So you can't be signing these dudes that can't play fucking defense at all. Like Bogdan, I love him offensively, but defensively, you're right. He's like a fucking Swiss Army cone. Like it's ridiculous.
And like you said, dude, if you're gonna pay somebody like $18 million a season or 17 or whatever we're paying him, you need to be able to like be in closing lineups with the starting group. Like, there's no point in paying a bench player that much money if you're not going to be able to close games and be a Manu Ginobili. And
not at all.
The lineups with him, Trae Young, and DeJounte Murray on the floor, way too fucking small. Get bullied on the boards. The transition defense is awful. It's unplayable. You cannot play those three guys together. So why commit over $100 million to three guys that are incompatible? I don't understand it. And we let Kevin Huerter, who's actually compatible, go to the goddamn Sacramento Kings for nothing.
Really good player. That one didn't make any sense. You guys are turning it into back the old Atlanta Hawks real quick. Yeah, honestly, you're really fucking lucky that Trae Young and DeJounte and like Clint are as good as they are and like kind of work together in a way because it could look fucking bad. Like and the notion that like last year they're like they got too many players, there's just too many good guys. Stop it. That shit's fucking capped and done. They got a lot of good players, but a lot of those dudes are one-way dudes. They're not two-way players, I don't know what you guys are going to do down there.
Or we'll never find out if they're two-way players because they don't get the ball. Like John Collins and DeAndre Hunter. They're shooting. Their percentages are excellent. They don't get fucking shots up because DeJounte Murray and Trae Young and Bogdanovich, between the three of them, take 50 shots a game.
They're shooting 50. It. They're shooting it. And Bogdan has gotten worse since you've gotten him. Like, baseline statistics, he's gotten worse at almost everything.
Yeah.
So, it ain't looking good for the home team. And I'll say this, too. And I know, like, John Collins can't shoot threes anymore after whatever happened to his finger and all that type of shit. But I think it just kind of shows if you can't trade somebody who's shooting 40% from three that was 20 and 10, like 2 years ago, something's going on in your front office, man. And we've already talked about it, months
moreover,
ago.
I thought we had a succession plan for Bogdanovich in place. We drafted AJ Griffin at his position, who has a much higher potential than Bogdanovich, both as a shooter and a defender and a ball handler. We trade for Saddiq Bey, another wing player who can actually play alongside Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, who's a 40% three-point shooter. We bring in these two guys, and it looks like, we have a clear plan to replace Bogey next year. Saddiq Bey is making $4 million. AJ Griffin is making $3 million. We're going to get his production from those two guys for half the price. And then they go, no. We're going to pay him $20 million.
Oh, man. I don't know what y'all are doing, man. It's nothing I can say, man. Nothing I can say, bro. Like, they are who they are. I predicted them to be where they are now, and they are exactly where I thought they were. And like I was saying, for you and for all those people in that video that we made, I was saying the Cavs are better than the Hawks. Laugh now, cry later, pussies.
Yeah, you were right. You were right. And I got to say, I still don't fully understand why the Hawks have been this bad all year. It's like this roster is too good to be this shitty. The poor game management, the shot distribution. Quinn Snyder has his work cut out for him this offseason, rebuilding our offensive and defensive schemes and teaching our two-star point guards to keep others involved and to share the ball. Could you imagine how Mitchell Robinson would feel if he played for the Hawks?
Oh, God. He would fucking beat up Trae Young. Straight up. He would massacre that guy. So do y'all still have your starting lineup, the original starting lineup? Y'all still a top 5 lineup or whatever?
Yeah.
That bullshit?
Yeah, but don't get deceived, Terry. The worst clutch group in the NBA, that same starting lineup.
Yeah. That's on trade.
Right in the first 3 quarters. Yeah. Oh, the game last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We're up 10 points in the 4th quarter with the bench unit coming in. Trae Young comes in, throws the ball away 3 times, airballs a 3, bricks a layup, gets blocked on another layup. Suddenly we're down 2 after 90 seconds.
And no Anthony Edwards on that team, right?
Yeah, he didn't even play. It was Karl Anthony Towns' first game back since November. We let him hit the game winner. Before he even got the ball, I looked at T, and I was like, the one thing that I don't want to see have happen is us like Karl Anthony Towns hit a game winner in his first game back. I was like, with his big goofy ass and all the shit talking that he has, I was like, that's the last thing we could do is let him get some confidence back and hit a game winner. And then what did we do? Man. Let him hit a fucking game winner.
22 points in 26 minutes.
Although I have to say, that game was another Ben Taylor special. He was like, on one stretch, they called fouls in 11 straight possessions for both teams. 11 straight possessions for both teams. And they were all like moving screens, under the back pushes, or like just bullshit, nonsensical stuff that had no business being called. In the last second of the game, after we let Karl Anthony Towns make 2 free throws on what was clearly an offensive foul, where he pushes John Collins onto the ground.
Yeah.
We missed the shot to win the game. Sadiq Bey gets the rebound and like it's 21, tries to tap it in or whatever, jump off the ground and put it back. He gets hung down by 2 people, no foul call. Last 2-minute report. There were 5 errors in the last minute of the game, and all 5 of them went against the Atlanta Hawks.
Hey, is there anything Trae Young can do to help this team out?
Yeah, it all starts with like being more mature, like knowing how to manage the game. When you're up 10, you don't need to take a logo 3 with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. That's not managing the game.
Yeah, those seconds are precious.
When DeAndre Hunter has made 4 shots in a row, he needs to continue to touch the ball. He doesn't need to get frozen out for the next 9 minutes and never touch the basketball.
Yeah.
Like, it's things like that. I get blitzed at the top. I call for a pick and roll all the way up at the logo, and I pick up my dribble when they send a second defender.
That's crazy. I don't know.
That's not managing the game.
If he ends up with 10 assists, I think he's going to be the worst player to average 10 assists at passing. Like, I know he can pass, but I feel like he needs to pass more. He needs to be more like Steve Nash than what he is. He
needs to have more passes that are not assists is what he needs to have. Like, last night, we got Onyeka Okongwu switched onto Mike Conley, posting up in the post.
Give it to him.
Looks him off. Let's take a long 3 that's contested. Bricks it.
Too many threes. And he's dropped his threes down by 2
You're not going to get an
assist
off that pass to Okongwu. You're not going to get any stats from that. But you need to recognize that we have a fucking center on a point guard. Like, you can't not recognize that.
Yeah. He's a kid, brother. He's a fucking kid, man. I don't know. Horrible decision.
So it begins and ends with Trae Young, and then the second part is going to be the hardest for Quinn Snyder is getting DeJounte Murray to fit in, because it's like all he does is ISO and then pull up for 2s or hit catch and shoot 3s. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's just your turn, my turn, 4 guys standing around watching DeJounte Murray or 4 guys standing around watching Trae. And that cannot continue to happen if this team is going to be anything out of anything.
You definitely need a system. So if we come back again next year, if we're doing predictions, are you still going to get mad at me when I say the Hawks are going to be like a 7th seed again? You think Quinn's going to change it around? You need some roster movement, or you think this roster could do it?
No, I think it's time to have some roster movement. It's time to have some roster movement. And I tell you the other thing, it's time to have some veterans on this team. Like this letting Trae Young be the vet in the locker room type of shit, it doesn't work. Like you need to have a stable hand who can transmit the message from the coach to the players, to be an extension of the coach, to reinforce his values, to reinforce his system, to reinforce his message.
Yeah.
Right now there's a gap. And it's like, this is what the coach says, and this is what the players feel. And there's nobody like coming in and saying like, hey, this is why coach is saying these things. These are the importance of doing A, B, and C. Like there's none of that in the locker room. And so you have the like discord and disconnect. The other thing they need to do is get a goddamn stretch big, which I said at the beginning of last offseason. I said Frank Kaminsky is not the answer. And anyone who thinks he is has not watched Frank Kaminsky.
Yeah, he sucks.
We let Danilo Gallinari walk out of the door. last season, John Collins shot 40% from three, and Danilo Gallinari shot 40% from three. That was both of our power forwards. This year, John Collins is shooting 22% from three, and Danilo Gallinari is playing in Italy or something. So it's like they never replace that at any point. Boston. And now, like, anytime they play with two bigs, it's two bigs that can't shoot and fuck up all the spacing. So it's like, I think they need to commit to Okongwu and trade Clint Capella and bring in like Naz Reid or another guy who can space from the five, who can actually hit threes and rebound. That's what I think. Because right now it's like they're caught between two worlds right now. They're like, when we put Clint Capella in, we play drop coverage. He gets all the rebounds. He stands in front of the rim. He blocks shots. When Okongwu comes in, they're like, we switching everything. He's guarding guys on the perimeter. He's checking power forwards. He's guarding Giannis fucking 80 feet from the basket. And it's like the entire defensive identity of the team and all of their principles switch with every substitution. You can't have that over the course of the season, man. You need to have an identity that you can hang your hat on game in and game out. And that's why I think they need to just commit to Okongwu. Capella's making nearly $20 million. He couldn't catch COVID in a fucking harem. And like, he has the worst hands of any center I've seen since Kwame Brown.
Capella?
Yeah. It's unbelievable how bad his hands are.
He can catch alleys. That's about it.
Yeah, but a lot of times, like, he'll just start playing volleyball with himself off the backboard, just missing 3 and 4 bunnies. And it's like, I think we just need to go with Okongwu, move on from Clint Capella, move on from John Collins. Let's get some guys who can switch and who can space the court, and I think the team looks a lot better.
You need two vets, to be honest, and I understand it's a
bring back Melo.
It's an NBA problem, you know, that there's not a lot of vets on the team. And I know Damian Lillard and JJ Redick had that conversation, but y'all got a lot of dudes born after 1998 on the team. A lot. And everyone in your rotation, young. There's not one single, like, vet that's
Bogdan Bogdanovic, the vet in the locker room who came to the NBA when he was 26. Like,
he's 30, yeah.
But he came to the NBA late as fuck. He's barely been here.
It's year 5 for him. You're Clint Capella. He's your vet, and he sucks. And he doesn't suck, but in the grand scheme of, like, he's not better than Trae Young. He's not better than DeJounte Murray. He's barely better than Okongwu, even if he is. Like,
and these guys aren't going to listen to him because they barely can understand what he's saying.
Oh, he doesn't speak English well?
Nah, he's got the he's from Switzerland, but it sounds very goofy.
Yeah. Damn.
You remember when he's like the New York Knicks, they like to kick and push and play dirty. Well, we like to kick ass too. We're going into your house to send you on vacation.
Honestly, bro, I think it would have been perfect if CJ McCollum went to Atlanta. Like, that would have been the ideal fit.
Stop. Are you serious?
Vet-wise, you need a vet.
If
somebody
he came in to
listen to, he could be a 6-man.
He can't play with Trae, bro. We saw this with Dame. He could be
a 6-man.
That's the same problem that we got with Bogey, a 6-man that can't play with Trae. Like, no, I'm out on CJ. No.
But at least he's someone that's a vet. He's a 10-year vet who's actually been in playoff games and actually knows how to close games out.
You know who would have been ideal? A guy like Josh Hart. That's who would have been ideal. Like,
you ain't gonna trade a 1st-round pick for him, though.
No, we'll trade 4 for DeJounte Murray, though.
How's that working out for you? Anyways.
And I will say, like, with DeJounte Murray, he's under contract for 1 more season, and he's made no promises about signing an extension in Atlanta. We could lose him for nothing after giving up a boatload of assets to go get this dude. Like, that's 100% on the table.
Y'all are absolutely toxic. And to be honest, for someone to average 26 and 10 in Trae Young, he might not even be All-NBA. Is he All-NBA? Not even thought about. That's unfathomable for someone to have those numbers and not even to be thought of as an All-NBA player. Playoff team, too.
The Hawks have been within 1 game of 500 for 32 games in a row.
I saw that, yeah.
Why the hell would I put you on All-NBA?
Something's got to happen. I mean, the numbers are crazy.
I'm sorry, dude. I like winning. I like winning more than anything.
So he's not on your NBA ballot, huh? He's not going to be on your NBA ballot.
He's not even sniffing it. He's not even
sniffing third team.
Nah. He didn't even sniff my All-Star list.
He didn't sniff anyone's. He didn't make All-Star at all. Not even the fans voted for his ass. I think the fans are done with him.
Actually, the players had the lowest vote for him. They voted him like 11th in guards in the East.
I mean, there's actually dudes making impact, you know? And it kind of looks bad when, like, Jalen Brunson gets traded and he was like a, you know, bench/starter for Dallas and, you know, moves the Knicks from wherever they were last year, like 12th or some shit, all the way to 4th or 5th. You know what I'm saying? And they're just looking at trade like, come on, dog.
Jalen Brunson is playing winning basketball. Like, he deserves to be on the All-NBA team this year. He's contributing on both ends of the court. He's managing. Yes, he's a grown-up. Thank you, Terry. He's a grown-up in the room, which is exactly what the Knicks needed. We need a grown-up in the room in Atlanta.
Yeah. Would you put Dame over Trey right now? Yes?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course. Not even close. Yeah. Luka, still way above him. I think it's going. Even though Luka's team isn't great, I can't blame him. He's fucking phenomenal. Like, he's absolutely phenomenal.
If you put Luka on this Hawks roster, we're going to the fucking Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, you're in the playoffs for sure, and you're like an actual threat. At this point, I mean, you guys are in the playoffs, but you're a 7 seed. You still got to play the play-in. So you ain't even in yet.
Yeah.
You're not even in the playoffs yet. And
I'm done with him. I've seen enough.
You know what? No. You guys are 8 seed. And honestly, bro, I want no parts of Toronto if I'm y'all. The game, I saw the one Toronto game.
We want close. No parts of anybody. It could be San Antonio. We want no parts of San Antonio or Charlotte.
You could be Chicago. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not so convinced.
You're in the play-in. You're going to play, right as it is right now, you're playing Chicago.
I'm just saying.
No. Actually, you're playing Toronto, my bad.
We talked before about how there are 4 teams in the NBA that are not trying at all. So, like, really, if you rank 26th in the NBA in something, that's last.
Yeah.
Since Quinn Snyder took over, the Hawks are 29th in defense.
Did they drop in offense or are they about the same?
No, they went up. They were like number 3 in offense now. 29 on defense.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's too short of a time for him to, like, implement something that'll work.
And I don't know what's going on with DeJounte Murray right now, but he's, like, missing games for a baby shower and shit with NBA YoungBoy's baby mom. Like, I don't understand what is going on. But him and NBA YoungBoy have, like, serious beef to the point where they're talking about shooting each other on Twitter. And he's missing games, posting pictures at a baby shower.
I don't know, brother. I got nothing to say about that. I don't know shit about that. I don't know nothing. Hey, speaking of NBA YoungBoy, Ja's back. It's a, what do you say? Parade in my city, yeah. Some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about when they win games. That's the shit he be saying at the end of games. It's some NBA YoungBoy song. God, you're such a fucking boomer. I'm done with you. I'm out. That transition went over your head so fucking hard.
Not only that, I thought like NBA YoungBoy and like YoungBoy Never Broke Again were 2 different people for like a year.
Oh my god, dude.
I was like, these rappers, they need to be more original with their names. They're like really stepping on each other's toes.
Oh man, you are out of touch. You are out of touch. All right, so Ja's back.
Yep. Jaren Jackson Jr. is taking his game up another level. Brandon Clark is out for the season with a fucking Achilles tear. Steven Adams, tough. We don't know when he's going to return.
Never.
David Roddy and Santi Aldama stepping right in, saying, no Steven Adams, no Brandon Clark, no problem. Santi Aldama, he's like, I'll drop 25 points on the Lakers. David Roddy is like, I'll box out everybody, even on the G League rosters on the other teams. I'll box you out to the fucking 3-point line.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot the Grizzlies had Luke Kennard.
Yeah.
I literally forgot that shit. Huh. What do you think of the chances now? I don't think
they have any chance without Steven Adams. If Steven Adams doesn't come back, they can't do anything. But if Steven Adams comes back, I mean, they have as good a shot as anybody else in the West. With Jaren Jackson looking to be more of a scorer. I think that's the biggest development for me is like when Ja went out, Jaren Jackson Jr. stepped up like a level. And
he did.
He started like attacking more off the bounce. Started using his frame and size more to like punish people, just being much more aggressive in general. And like his scoring average has gone through the roof since Ja went out. If he can maintain that level of aggression and assert himself like that offensively when Ja gets back, that's a legit big three with Ja, Bane, and JJJ.
29 a game.
Assuming he can play more than 26 minutes a game, of course. Of course.
29 a game since Ja's been out. 29 a game.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. That's big time right there.
But I still think they got a clutch problem.
Yeah. All their baskets are like from transition and fucking running all the time and getting stops and getting out. Their half-court offense is, there's not a lot of space out here when Ja can't shoot behind the three-point line and David Roddy can't really shoot. And,
because if they're not going to play Kennard, he doesn't play enough minutes. And Konchar's not good enough defensively to play. Who's the other dude? Aldama? Is he the one that can shoot as well?
Yeah, Santi can shoot.
Defensively, blech. You know what I'm saying? They kind of remind me of like young Giannis with the Bucks. Like the team offensively, fast break, buckets on buckets on buckets. But then once they fucking get half court, Giannis, nowhere to go. Block him. Ja can't shoot. No layups. It ain't easy.
Yeah.
We saw that last year in the playoffs. I mean, he was playing well, but
they remind me of the island of misfit toys, where it's like they have all these guys that are just weird. Every other team in the NBA is like they fell 15 spots in the draft because it's like, what position does he play? Is he a 2? Is he a 3? Like, what is it? They have all these guys. It's like David Roddy. What position is he? Is he a guard or a forward? Nobody knows. Santi Aldama. Is he a wing or a forward? Nobody knows. Jake LaRavia. What the fuck is he? Nobody knows. Like, they just got all these oddball, weird guys. They're like, I'm a guard who my best strength is post defense. And, I like it. They got some weird guys who got specific skill sets. They're all tough. They're all smart. They're a deep team, man.
I mean, we've been saying that. I don't think they're as deep as everybody fucking thinks they are. I think the problem is Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks is the problem. His fucking player efficiency rating is below league average. He's shooting way too much. He doesn't get hurt this year. He's been playing it in most of the fucking games. That's the problem. He played in 31 games last year. You know where the Grizzlies? They fucking shot up the standings. The second team in the West. Nobody saw that shit coming. You know why? Dillon Brooks only played a quarter of the games. That's why they were so good.
Hey.
Now Dillon's back, fucking it all up.
I first guessed this. In my Memphis preview, I said Dillon Brooks is going to fuck it all up.
They should have traded him instead of Melton. I don't understand why they gave away Melton. Melton, really good defender. Brooks, he's a pretty good defender, but he gets text for no reason.
Is Dillon Brooks the worst player that's like known casually by NBA fans? At this point in the season, with all his beef with everybody and Clay and Draymond, and every single night he starts beef with somebody, Dillon Brooks has become known by the casual fan now who doesn't even really follow the NBA. Is he the worst player that a casual fan would know?
It's between like him, Marcus Smart, and I'd probably say
D'Angelo Russell.
Russell's up there, but I was gonna say not Austin Reeves, one of those Lakers players. He's got to be a Lakers player or a Knicks player. Like either RJ Barrett this year is playing kind of shitty. I can't say he's as bad as Dillon Brooks though. It's between Dillon Brooks and Marcus Smart.
RJ's still scoring like 18 a game. Dillon Brooks get like 10 a game on 35% shooting.
Yeah, I can't do RJ. But the Lakers early in the season, it could have been anybody on that squad. Any fucking one. Pick one player on that team, any of them. Besides Anthony Davis and LeBron. They're all horrible. But yeah, he's up there.
I think so.
He's going to fuck it up. They got to get rid of him, bro. He's been there for 6 years, which is crazy. He's a 6-year pro. Every time I see him, I'm like, damn, he's going to be good, in 6 years. And I'm like,
remember when they tried to trade him and then the Suns thought they were getting Marshawn Brooks, or they thought they were getting Dillon Brooks and it was actually Marshawn Brooks. And then they it was a 3-team trade and then the whole trade collapsed because Dillon Brooks wasn't part of the deal. You remember that?
Yeah. I think I remember that slightly, but
that was the height of Dillon Brooks' value.
accidentally getting mistaken as someone that was good.
As Marshawn Brooks.
To be fair, I think he's better than Marshawn Brooks. That's unfair to Dillon Brooks. He's too much Marcus Smart for me, and not a good enough defender. Marcus Smart was actually a good defender, like healthy. Marcus Smart's a good defender. Dillon Brooks, scrappy. He tries hard. Not that good at defending though. No, can't do it. Technical fouls. He's an idiot. I can't do it. He looks like a duck. He's a very ugly man. I don't like the way he looks.
Hey, I like his build. Short arms, big boxy torso. This is my kind of guy.
Calling Shannon Sharp a civilian. You're the one who messed it up for Memphis. You.
Right.
Not
He's
anybody
a Hall
else.
of Famer. You're a guy.
For sure.
I'll tell you that the Memphis, they're not the only team with their fair share of acrimony and a lot of moving parts that they have to figure out. The Los Angeles Clippers have completely changed their rotation since getting fucking Plumlee and Eric Gordon and Russell Westbrook. Yeah. They're still figuring things out. They're still trying to figure out who they are.
Ty Lue's such a great coach.
Yeah, in the midst of that process, their plane got struck by lightning, Terry. Last week when they took off from LAX on a cloudy afternoon, several players were napping when the Denver-bound flight took a sudden veer towards the left, seconds into the air just above the Pacific Ocean. The Clippers plane began to shake and rattle before a loud bang could be heard. In fact, Terry, some staffers saw a flash on the right side of the aircraft, and the engine went eerily silent for a moment before roaring back to life and filling the cabin with thunderous revving. The plane dropped in altitude several times, and shrieks could be heard from the Clippers guards in what some staffers called one of the worst moments they've experienced on a flight. But don't ask the Clippers staffers, just ask Bones Island, who said, "We thought it was over with." So let me ask you, Terry, what message is God sending to the Clippers?
Oh, Lord. Wow. That's heavy. Nothing. Stop being fake hurt and playing the games. You got to play more than 50 games a season, Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook, I got no problems with you. You play hard. He's actually been looking okay the last couple of games. I got nothing to say about the Clippers, man. I've never believed in them. Even when they had Doc and they thought it was Doc, when they thought, like, Ty Lue is no better than Doc, guys. Like, LeBron won that championship with his boys. It wasn't Ty Lue, this fucking great coach drawing up the X's and O's. LeBron scored 30, 10, and 10. Fuck out of here. Ty Lue ain't no good coach. I don't trust Kawhi. Paul George is always hurt. You know, you got a band of misfits who you thought were fucking good because they got an 8 seed with no stars. And if you add Kawhi and Paul George to an 8 seed with no stars, oh, they must be one of the better teams in the NBA. You got fucking bounced on by Jokic in the bubble. Oh, but they didn't want to be there, Terry. That's not fair. Shut up. They're not good. Their best case scenario is 4th seed. Like I said, every single season, 4th seed is your best option. You exceeded it 1 season out of 4. Fuck off. You're barely 500. I don't care. God wasn't sending no message. Maybe play more games. Maybe he's trying to strike a jolt of fucking happiness inside you depressed fucks. Get out of here, bro. Don't be pissed off, bro. Get out of here, bro.
See, I thought he had a very clear message for the Clippers. And that was,
go ahead.
Play Terrence Mann or I'm fucking sending this plane all the way down to the ground. Terrence Mann, every fucking lineup that he's in is like +7, +8, +11, +12. Like, by any metric that you want to use, he's one of their 5 best players. And he's malleable enough to fit into any lineup. And they're like, no, you go sit and watch. It's Russell Westbrook time.
You think Ty Lue, the great coach he is, would recognize that within, 20 games? 30 games? 40 games, maybe? Oh, no, not good enough. 50?
Are you talking about the
60.
Hall of Famer? You talking about the Hall of Famer? The Clippers, man. Is this the worst trade of all time?
Nah, Rudy Gobert. It's not even close. Rudy. There's some way worse trades.
I don't know.
Kwame Brown.
They gave up more than they gave up to get Rudy. They gave
up trade.
They gave up 4 first-round picks and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's going to be first-team All-NBA this year.
He's a beast.
The height of this entire run has been getting smoked in the conference finals. Like, that's been the pinnacle. You guys mortgaged your whole future. You traded away a crown jewel who could be the face of your franchise for the next decade. And what you got out of it was a conference finals appearance. Congratulations, guys. You're the Atlanta Hawks.
I don't know. I'm thinking of worse trades than that, but the Atlanta Hawks. Didn't, like, the Celtics drafted Joe Johnson. Didn't they trade him to Phoenix, like, after, like, a year?
Yeah, they did. And I think it was somebody else they traded.
Al Jefferson.
Yep, there was another one, too.
That Minnesota traded
Billups.
the other way. That Minnesota traded the other way. Kevin McHale. The NBA blocked Chris Paul to go into the Lakers, but you don't block Kevin McHale giving them Kevin Garnett for fucking Al Jefferson and whoever else was in that trade. Like, come on, bro. You can't blatantly just cheat in my face like that. Like, if the media was how it is now, with everybody aware of everything that's going on, no one's dumb. There's too many eyes on every fucking transaction. We would have flamed the hell out of that. We would have been like, yo, this is cheating. Run it back. You don't just get KG for free. There's no fucking way.
Bro,
stop it.
Go back and look what Charles Barkley got traded to the Suns for.
Wouldn't like Danny Ainge or some trash?
Yeah, exactly. It's like stars used to get traded for fucking role players and a first-round pick back in the day. Now it's like, give me Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 4 first-round draft picks, 3 first-round swaps, and the right to your future child.
They almost make it seem like the numbers didn't even have to add up back in the day. They were just like, Al Jefferson's making $1 million, KG's making $50.
Swap, dude, that's why they put in the Stepien rule, the Stepien rule, whatever, the fucking the owner of the Cavs. Every year, he'd be like, all right, we're trading our first-round pick for Tree Rollins for our third center.
Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. Do you think this is the worst trade ever?
I think
Kawhi and Paul George?
I think it could be, man.
They made the playoffs. I can't say that. They made the playoffs every year.
They made the playoffs before the trade.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, they made the playoffs every year.
But you were making the playoffs every year before you gave up 9 picks and a fucking crown jewel player. Like,
but were they though?
Yeah, they were. They had made it with Chris Paul for like 5 years in a row. Then
that's way before.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Lou Williams took him to the playoffs.
They went to the playoffs with those guys?
Yeah, with Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams. We don't know which one's the 6th man of the year. They're both 6th man of the year. You don't remember that joint? Danilo Gallinari was scored 20 points for them.
I need a timeline. I remember that 8th seed specific team, but I thought there was a gap in between Chris Paul and them, and then them making the playoffs as the 8th seed. I thought there was like a 1 or 2 year gap.
I'm pretty sure that shit was 5 years ago, dude.
Am I wrong? OKC, was it 2018, 2019, or 2019, 2020?
2018, 2019. No, it's 2017, 2018 is 5 years ago.
2017, 2018? Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. Ew. They're still garbage, though. 8th seed with no chance to beat the Warriors. Stop it.
I'm just saying, man, when they made this trade, they had pictures of Kawhi all over LA talking about the king is home and this is my city and LA is blue and white and red and all this other shit. And it's like, actually, in the first year, LeBron comes and wins the championship right in your face. Yeah. And then Paul George is hitting the side of the backboard. And then now it's like we're 4 years into this, and the height of this Clippers experiment that was going to change the whole league, that was going to be the best team by far, is you getting ran out in the conference finals. That's a bad trade. That's a really bad trade.
Let me look at something for a second. So they made the playoffs in 2019 and 2020, and they made the playoffs in 2020 and 2021. But Paul George has been on the Clippers for 4 years. Did they miss the playoffs in 2021, 2022, or did Paul George just miss the playoffs? No, they missed the playoffs last year, right?
Last year?
They did miss the playoffs last year. I'm not tripping. They lost that play-in game because Paul George fucking got COVID. That's right. I keep forgetting about that. The worst mistake by any superstar ever. You're right. This is the worst trade ever. Paul George should have played in the play-in game. He was like, I'm going out with the boys and catching COVID, guys. Sorry, I can't play in this game. Are you shitting me? Every time, I can't forget about that. If LeBron did that, we flame him. We just let Paul George get away with it, and the Clippers lose, and we're just like, oh, no big deal. Can you imagine the Lakers sitting at the 8th seed and fucking LeBron's like, yeah, boys, I got COVID. Sorry, can't play in the game. Are you like, what? No one even batted an eye when Paul George missed. No one. I'm the only one outraged about this shit. This dude's supposed to be a top 10 player. And he's like, oh, got COVID. Stay in a fucking hotel for 24 hours and play the game, dude.
Kyrie Irving was like, sorry, dude, I didn't know my sister's birthday party was going to have super spreaders.
Stop it. You know he was at the strip club. You know PG. He's a legend. I think he's married now, actually.
Hey, speaking of a legend, Terry, it's time for us to mourn the passing of a legend. Something that's been near and dear to my heart for 15 years that I know I could go to count on in times of trouble. Datpiff has finally shut down after 20 years of supplying the people with mixtapes. So, Terry, to commemorate the end of an amazing era, we decided that we're each going to give our favorite 5 mixtapes of all time. I will let you start it off, Terry. What's the first mixtape that you used to listen to on Datpiff on the rig?
Ooh, on Datpiff, A Kid Named Cudi. That's number 1 for me. That one, fire introduction for any artist ever, bro. That shit is fantastic. I don't think that was his first mixtape, but that was one of the ones I used to listen to a lot because I think like The Kid from Cleveland might have been before that. But Kid Named Cudi, I listened to that a lot. That was like probably my favorite. That introduced me to Cudi. One of the best mixtapes I've ever heard.
Man, I'm happy we're doing this because I haven't listened to that mixtape in like 5 years, and now I'm going to go back and re-listen to that shit.
It's on Spotify right now. They put it on Spotify.
Oh, they added it on?
Yeah, you should go listen to it. I listened to it a couple of days ago. I was like, this is fire. All of it.
Refresh my memory. What were some fire tracks off that joint?
On that joint, I got to look back for a second, but I mean, you know, Kid Cudi's my boy, my favorite artist of all time. It's not even close.
That wasn't the Man on the Moon. That wasn't the Man on the Moon shit. That wasn't Maui Wowie.
That's Down and Out.
Oh, hey.
Is There Any Love? Cudi Get. That is Man on the Moon. That's the first time Man on the Moon was on it. The Prayer, Day and Night.
The Prayer. The Prayer. God damn, I haven't heard The Prayer forever, bro. The Prayer was a banger.
Embrace the Martian. Maui Wowie's on there. Pillow Talk, Save My Soul, TGIF, Cudi
Spazzin', man.
Excuse me. Cleveland is the reason in Heaven at Night. Flames, bro.
Great pick. Great fucking pick.
Straight man. Flames, dog. Straight Flames.
Great pick, man. I got to go back and listen to that one. My first one is going to be The Warm Up by J. Cole.
Oh, that was a good one. That's my number 5, actually. So I'll choose something else, but that one. How many jams are on that one? I haven't heard that one in a minute.
That shit is cover to cover. It's cover to cover. No skips. Yeah, that one. No skips on the warm-up, bro.
That one goes straight through. That one is fire as fuck.
Yeah. My favorite J. Cole mixtape of all time. Never forget, listen to Get Away right after I got out of jail in Penn State. I will always have that moment in that memory where J. Cole got me through just getting out of jail. Thank you, Jermaine. Man.
I don't think that one's on Spotify though.
No, it's not.
That's my only problem.
This is why we're mourning Datpiff, because we lost thousands of great tracks to the internet that'll be gone forever.
It's not going to be gone forever because they can put them on if they want to. It's just like a process because they just put A Kid Named Cudi on in 2021. So it's a process. But number 2 for me, my boy Wiz. You already know what it is. Cushion OJ. Fucking fire. That one, cover to cover. 2010, another banger. I think, honestly, those two might have been in the same year.
It came out on 420.
Yeah, that was that's a banger one. And that was on Spotify, too. So you already know I was listening to that.
I remember when that came out, it was like, at this time, I was in the honors program at Maryland. I still had high hopes of being a smart, contributing member of society. And our whole honors program took a trip to New York City, and we drove up there on a bus. And that was the 420 that Cushion OJ came out. And literally, the entire bus was listening to Cushion OJ. The entire thing. Not a person in that joint did not have headphones and was listening to Wiz. It was like a listening party with 100 people in it. It's one of the dopest music experiences I've had. Listen to that shit the entire trip with all my homies in New York. Great fucking pick. Great mixtape. Another cover to cover. Probably actually better than any album he's ever put out. Because, you know, probably to this day is the best project that Wiz Khalifa has ever touched.
For sure. For sure, bro. Like, it was too good. It's too good.
All right, that's a great pick, bro.
That's 2 for me.
2 for me. From the West Side with Love, Part 1. Dom Kennedy. Dom.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't heard Dom, I'm telling you, you gotta go. You gotta go look at that shit, bro. You gotta go. Like that Dom era from like 2010 to 2013, maybe 2014, yeah. Fire. The Yellow Tape or whatever you call that other one. Menace to Society. Even his first album was fire too, but his mixtapes were fucking. Oh man, they were so good, dude.
From West Side with Love, if you guys haven't heard it, go on the internet, check it out. Another joint with like 8 bangers on it.
Yeah, you probably got to go on YouTube to catch that joint, to be honest.
Yeah, since Datpiff is gone.
Yeah, because I think Yellow Album was the other one he made where he got that wheat ball.
Yeah,
drank.
Remember he did that shit before it came out when we saw him at Baltimore, where he was like, "I got a new track for you guys," and he did the shit a cappella.
Yeah, no, it was fire, dude. It was absolute fire. Ooh. All right, for me, I'm gonna take it back for you. I don't know if you were a huge fan of Lil Wayne like I was.
Oh, he's on there. You took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite though? There's so many of them.
No Ceilings.
Which one for you? 3 or 4 or 2?
No Ceilings, the original one with fucking
the first one.
Yeah, with Wasted on it.
Oh yeah. That one was fire. But not actually. It's not even that one. Not for me.
The Drought.
Yes, sir.
3 or 4.
For me, it's 2. Actually.
Ooh. Okay.
Actually, nah. I changed it up. I'll go 3. The Drought 3. But honestly, that run of mixtapes he had, bro, with No Ceilings and The Drought, I don't think I listened to any of his albums. Maybe Carter 3, maybe Carter 4. But like those mixtapes runs when he was just covering all those hot songs back in the day, Swag Surfing, he killed all of those fucking remixes.
Oh yeah, all his covers were 10 times better than the original joints. Bro. God damn, they were so good.
Like when he made those, I was like, I can't wait until Wayne covers this song. Every time I heard a beat and it was a garbage rap, I was like, oh, if Wayne gets on this, he's about to kill it. And then I'd listen to his mixtape and he'd get on it and like, he killed it. He fucking killed it.
And then even all the original joints like Cannon with AMG.
Yeah. No, those are good too.
It's like, oh my God, those are fucking killing. Oh, Lil Wayne was killing the game back
You know what? I don't even want to pick one. All of the Droughts and the No Ceilings. Everybody knows about those. That's like classic, bro. Absolute classic.
100%. I couldn't agree more. No Ceilings is on my list as well, so I'll have to skip that one. I'll have to actually think on my feet and have to come up with another one because Cushion OJ was on mine as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, No Ceilings is my next pick, but I'll continue on, man, to one that probably a little less heralded, but near and dear to my heart. Higher Learning Part 2 by Fashion.
Oh, you love Fashion, dude.
I sure did, man. Fashion. This is a great mixtape. It had like the classic samples on it, Snoop Dogg sample, Lauren sample. He had fucking Common and D'Angelo on the joint with the So Far Gone sample. Yeah. Like he had Manny Pacquiao was the title track, which is like a fucking just like fist banging, like bumping high energy, like bars throughout.
Yeah.
This is back when Fashion like was an ascending rapper who I thought was going to be like more prominent in the rap landscape. But I'm still going to give him some love here. It's a mistake. This mixtape that's probably like disappeared in the annals of history to most people and they don't remember. But go back on there online, check it out. Higher Learning Part 2 by Fashion. It's a banger.
It's good. It's really good. So you already know what my number 5 was. The same shit for you, the J. Cole. For me, number 4 was tough, bro, because like I listened to like 2010, 2011, 2012. It was like Big Sean, Mac Miller, Wale, Lil Wayne.
Oh,
like
Wale! I forgot about Wale.
The mixtape.
The mixtape about nothing. That shit was fire.
The Wale mixtape about nothing was fucking disgusting. But those years, it was like all of those dudes coming up, and then I think Asher Roth made one that was decent.
Yeah, his mixtape was much better than his album.
Yeah, but I don't know. My number 4 was Friday Night Lights, though. J. Cole.
Okay, you doubled down on the J. Cole. I ain't mad at it. I had to choose hard between the warm up and Friday Night Lights.
10 and 12. Friday Night Lights, I think for me he stamped it for me. I was like, who is this dude? That was the first one I heard. Then I heard the warm up was after that. But Friday Night Lights was like the first one that I heard. I was like, damn, bro. All those beats, like some of those Erykah Badu samples, disgusting, bro. And he did that joint, the Maya sample song. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I sure do.
Absolute destroyed. But like that, bro, it was Drake, Kendrick's mixtapes were okay when he was coming up. I can't disrespect some of the musical joints. And Section 80, that's like
that was an album,
half mixtape. Yeah, so it's like, that's tough. But like coming up, it was like you got Kendrick. When we were young, 18, 19, 20, it was Kendrick, Big Sean, Wale, Kid Cudi, Mac Miller. Lil Wayne was still doing his thing mixtape-wise. J. Cole. Gucci was doing it. Waka was doing some shit. And those are like all mixtapes. And Wiz. Wiz was doing like really good mixtapes. Juicy J reinvented himself, which like I love Juicy shit.
What's his face? Young Jeezy was trying.
I can't put Jeezy in there. But like just mixtapes from those dudes, like mixtapes from just all of those guys right there. And Dom, I can't forget Dom Kennedy. But like those 10 dudes for me coming up, mixtapes between 2010 to 2014, bro. I mean, the music for days, bro.
It was unbelievable. And you forgot 2 guys as well.
Who else is in there?
That I'm going to add on to there.
Go ahead.
My final, or not my final because you took 2 of mine. But one of them, Return of Forever by Big Crit.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. That was a good one, too.
You like Crit was on an insane mixtape run back there. Crit was fire. Return of Forever was even better. That's another cover-to-cover mixtape with no skips on a fucking mixtape. Like,
he has some good songs. Yeah.
I still listen to that mixtape like every 2 months or something to this day.
Nah, he has some good songs on that joint. He has some really good songs. I just touched down. That shit. Fire. But
The Vent?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That show's fire. Yo, Freddie Gibbs love for you? None of his mixtapes made it for you?
I'm not a big like mixtape dude for Freddie Gibbs. Like I like his albums more than his mixtapes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like he did have some decent mixtapes. Like I like the Menace to Society. No, the one that Menace to Society was on. I forgot what the name of that mixtape was, but it was fucking fantastic. But they also had like 5 songs on there, 6 songs. It was like, I'm never listening to this again. And it's like, you have 8 songs that are fire and 6 that are trash. So I'm sorry, it didn't make my list.
But that's the thing we were talking about, because I think Spotify came around in like, I want to say like 2006. It was around, but like it wasn't highly used, and it kept moving and moving. But like Spotify had no fucking mixtapes, like 0, bro. So like majority of the music I was listening to, besides I would say like Cudi's album, Wale's album, like even Wayne's album in that era between like 2010 and 14, I was like, it's okay, but
we were listening to 75% mixtapes.
Yeah, it was like mostly mixtapes, and like everybody was like, "No, you should get Spotify. Like they got all the music." I was like, "They got like no music. They have no mixtapes." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I don't think I got Spotify until like 2017.
Me neither.
Maybe even 2018.
Me neither.
I have it now, but it's just like they kind of took over the music space. Unless you're an Apple person, you can't never go wrong with iTunes. But that was a run, dog. It was a run. Special consideration for me.
Yeah, I was like, what's your last one?
Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap.
Acid Rap. Yes. That's a great pick.
Great mixtape. Joey Badass, 1999.
1999. Yep.
Was fire. Was absolute fire. And then even younger, I can't remember the name of Lupe's joint, but I didn't write it on the list. But Lupe had a mixtape that I liked back in the day. I can't remember the name of it though.
Tetsuo and Cool.
I don't remember. I remember some of the songs, but I don't remember the name of the shit. Besides that, that's it, man. That's it. But that acid rap shit was fire as fuck. When Chance first came out.
Still the best thing he's ever put out. 10 times better than any of his albums.
Yeah, fuck 10-Day Tape. Garbage. I didn't like 10-Day Tape. But acid rap was incredible, bro. Yeah. Like for a mixtape, all original music too. Like it wasn't any covers and shit. Like bangers, dude, absolute bangers. And for the new dudes, Tory Lanez makes fire mixtapes. He makes
Tory Lanez.
Yeah. Have you heard? I know Tory Lanez is canceled and shit now, but have you heard his Chicks tapes joints? I'm not like this huge R&B guy. He'll like take a really famous R&B song, like Chris Brown's "Take You Down." He'll feature Chris Brown on it and like flip the "Take You Down" beat into a rap beat, and they'll have a song for that. But he had that for like Usher, Chris Brown. He even snuck R. Kelly on one of the joints.
Okay,
it was like a whole bunch. Like he had like Chick tape 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 5. Fucking bangers. The T-Pain joint. Oh, bro. Tory Lanez, bro. Oh my god. Too bad he's probably gonna go to jail for like 20 years. But that motherfucker can rap his ass off. He can rap his ass off.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I did not see that coming. Thanks for expanding my musical portfolio with some Tory Lanez.
Check out a Chick tape. Oh, and can we? Is that Drake joined an album?
Which one? Oh, So Far Gone? No, that's a mixtape.
Good shit.
So Far Gone's on there.
Gotta respect Drake. In that era, I was like, dude's a GOAT. He missed me from probably 2014 to like 2019.
But when So Far Gone first came out, and we were listening to like Successful and Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, and that type of stuff.
Fire, dude. I was like, hey, this Drake dude's pretty good. And it was funny because I was with Morgan and she was watching Degrassi and shit, and I was like, "This is the dude from Degrassi. What the fuck?" I was like, "Dude's got balls." That
she did used to be watching Degrassi all the time, all the time,
all the episodes, bro, every single episode. And I was just there, and I was like, "Whatever, it's on. I'll just look at it." But Drake
I will say, Terry, you did forget one big name from this list who was putting out fire mixtapes consistently during this time period.
Who'd I miss?
Hot Spitter, Currency.
Oh, yeah. He has some joints. You know how I feel about Currency, man.
Dude, that Covert Coupe one that he did with The Alchemist, remember that had Scottie Pippen on it? Scottie Pippen's with Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
It had 007 on it. It
was
had
Michael Knight on that?
Yeah, no. That was the one. That was an album. That was an album. That was a Pilot Talk 2. That was a great album, Pilot Talk 2.
What's the joint he had with Wiz? How Fly?
Yeah. Yep. That joint was all right. That joint was all right.
That's pretty good.
But I'm about to look up Covert Coupe real quick. That shit was cover to cover.
Currency? I just
can't do the I want to say it was 6 songs. Yeah, there we go. Fucking Success Is My Cologne, Blood, Sweat, and Gears, The Type, 007, Smoke Break,
007.
Full Metal, Life Instructions with Smoke DZA, Scottie Pippen's with Freddie Gibbs.
Scottie Pippen is fire.
And the best track from the entire one, BBS.
BBS. So you like that one a lot? Nah, I'm good on that. You know how I feel about Currency. I like him, but he's not my favorite. He raps about the same stuff.
Oh, yeah. All the time. But I don't care.
But I don't know, bro. Like, you know, Cuddy's my guy. Like, my favorite artists are Cuddy, Dom, Kendrick. Dom, you know, he can have some like similar material, but it's not about to be like almost the same words every fucking song.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel you with Currency, but that's why I liked him like with the different vibes. Like with The Alchemist, it was grinding.
Yeah.
Just that smoke and chill music. Like on BBS, I'll never forget that shit. He was like, he's like, "I'ma play the bear, Grizzly, seriously, Fishburne, turn, flip styles, furiously, this, that, 70 soul, green, alchemistry, amen, been a G since, buddy. Oh, they fucked up. That's not the real lyrics. Since at least lames be cuffing their jeans and they bitches. I be cooking these bird ass hoes, running circles around like they rotisserie chickens.
Hey,
that's one of my favorite bars of all time. Any song. I'd be cooking these bird ass hoes, flipping their ass over like rotisserie chickens.
Like I said, man,
I love it.
I've always told you I wish I was a Currency fan because he always drops flames. Every song man, I'd be like,
this that 70s soul green alchemistry. Oh
yeah. So before we get out of here, are we disrespecting the GOATs? Are there any like Biggie and Nas?
The Locks?
I don't even know.
The Locks.
They had some good ones. I said the GOATs though. I mean, they're there.
They're mixtape GOATs. They're like one of the beginning of the mixtape type of shit. Obviously, we didn't have any of Gucci shit on here, who's a mixtape legend.
His shits were fire, but it's okay.
Did you say Cameron?
Some of Walker's. Oh, Cameron and them were good.
Fabulous.
Dipset.
Fabulous
has some good ones. Jay-Z? I don't know any Jay-Z mixtapes.
Did he even do mixtapes? Like
he has some. I saw some like when I was looking at a list and I was like, I never heard this shit.
Can we count Infinite by Eminem as a mixtape?
Nah. See, that's what I was saying. I didn't want to disrespect the GOAT. Like the lyrical GOAT. Does he have a mixtape that's Absolute Flames? Slim Shady EP?
If you don't count the Infinite as a mixtape, then no. I almost think they should count Relapse as a mixtape. He just fucked around all the time.
Slim Shady EP?
No,
is that a mixtape?
No.
It's an EP though.
Yeah, that's just what they called it. But it's produced as an album.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't want to disrespect
the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers EP, and both of them were albums.
So we're calling them all albums. That's tough. The one man on the planet of Jim.
You know what though? I do like the Kendrick Lamar.
Royce the Five?
Overly dedicated by Kendrick Lamar should be on this list somewhere.
I like the first 5 songs. After 5, I was like, they're not good.
Bro, Ignorance is Bliss is one of the best songs I've ever heard. Like Opposites Attract is one of the best songs I ever heard. Average Joe, one of the best songs I ever heard.
Is that the mixtape? Did Top Dog, did they make a mixtape? Like whatever their crew is called?
Oh, Black Hippie? I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
They should have. That I don't know how they never gave us one during like the 10 years they were together. They should have put
fucking ridiculous. They made some songs.
They gave us like
songs are good.
The UNENO remix, but nothing cohesively.
Yeah, that's true. Before I forget, the overly dedicated shit was in the beginning of that mixtape. Is that the one where the dude was talking about like, I need music. I need music more than I need cigarettes. That one?
Isn't that one of the best samples you ever heard, dude? Like, that's honestly,
fire. That's fire.
At that time in my life, I was homeless in Nashville, and my life fucking sucked ass. Yeah. And there were days in my life, dude, where literally music was the only thing that got me through. Mm-hmm. And the first time I heard that sample, I cried in my car by myself, bawling like a fucking baby. Because I was like, this could have been me on this sample.
Yep. That shit is. Oh yeah, I'm about to listen to that now. But that's the one. That is the one though for me. The first 5 songs, I was like, Flames. It was like after track 6, I was like, ugh.
Dude, all of them. Alien Girl, Barbed Wire, fucking Paper Over Pussy.
You remember the names. You remember the names and shit.
Oh yeah, I love that mixtape, man. I love that mixtape.
Your favorite? What was your favorite again? Your all-time favorite? No skips.
No skips, all-time favorite? Oh, man.
You had your number one. For me, it was A Kid Named Cudi. That shit. Flames.
Yeah.
And anytime I played A Kid Named Cudi for anybody, they'd always be like, oh, this is fire. Even the kind of hood dudes I knew in high school, they were like, this shit's fire, bro.
The warm-up. It's the
warm up's your number one. Okay. So that's your number one. Got it. I gotta re-listen to that shit because we like similar music, but then once you start to get in your lyrical, miracle, spiritual bullshit, I'm just like, nah, fuck out of here.
Listen, man, I said Macklemore at no point during this entire thing. I never even mentioned his name, and you talk about lyrical, spiritual, pissing in a swimming pool. Come on, man.
The one man on the planet to jump off of the Grand Canyon, landed a handstand. Craziness. That wasn't the mixtape. Hey, man, that's it. We've been going long. I got to get up out of here.
Yeah. Oh, last point. Mac Miller has the most overrated mixtape in discography of any artist who's ever lived.
Which mixtape? I used to like Mac's mixtapes. I didn't think his album was crazy. I used to like his mixtapes. Come on, bro. You gonna do it? Go. He's dead. You can't be doing that. That's fucked up.
Sorry.
That's fucked up.
Hey, you know what? If you disagree with Mac Miller, come on a pod and debate me. Come on a pod and debate me. Walk your ass all the way over here to Charlotte. Float your ass over here to Charlotte and come debate me.
Which one was this mixtape? Kids? Yeah, kid. Get out of here. Nike's on my feet?
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
Oh my God. Senior skip day.
Let me take a bunch of classic beats and make them worse. That was the whole album. Let me go on beats that were already hits and make them 10 times worse.
Bro, let me talk to you before you go crazy. This is 2010 Garrett. We played that shit a lot. I'm not trying to hear none of this shit. We did. No, you were white. You're not like 25% black, 75% white. You are 99% white, Garrett. This isn't the same. You had no beard. You have no big ass thick beard. Your beard was barely as thick as mine is. You were out there fucking white women, coming in their eyes. Don't interrupt me. You were listening to Mac Miller, bumping that shit every time. You were like, Nike's on my feet is probably one of the better songs I've heard in a minute. And you and James Hudson were like, yeah.
Nobody said
Mac Miller's pretty dope.
Nobody said that. How dare you slander my name?
And
I'll tell you the one Mac Miller song that I fucked with.
Just get the fuck out of here, bro. Stop it.
Keep floating with Wiz Khalifa. I was smoke weed and listen to Keep
lying. Shout out to Casey Veggies too.
No, I'm not lying to nobody. I told everybody.
Shout out to Casey Veggies.
Cold Pizza, fucking trash. Nike's on my feet was a better song before. He got sued by Donald Trump and lost. Donald Trump won and said, "Give me all that money."
Donald Trump was on a mixtape, right?
Yeah.
You're lying. You liked all those songs. There's no revisionist history. I remember you liked
it's revisionist.
2010.
Oh, it's revisionist.
2010. Hey. You're like, oh, is it the same city from Wiz? Oh, the Wiz Kush and OJ guy? Oh, Mac Miller, I gotta listen to him. Fire. You watch the vlogs too. Get out of here.
I thought he was Rich Hill.
All right. Hey, look, that was a dope conversation. If y'all like this pod, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell us what your favorite mixtapes were. No more mixtapes on Datpiff. That's it, man. Anything else? We out of here.
See you Tuesday.
North Carolina. Continue to stand up.
Stand up.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.